Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Why Bohemian sisters have trouble with men. Yeah, and this is for the Bohemian type of sister. You know, the Afro punk. Conscious, soul, spiritual, natural hair, sage in a room before you go in or after you leave, have the incense burning, having a septum ring, maybe some henna tattoos, buying your clothes at natural hair festivals, like chowing down some food at the vegan fest type of sister, working for the nonprofit, getting ready to go to that yoga class tonight. Tomorrow night you going to that dance class, and then Saturday night you going to a lecture where somebody can tell y'all about the conspiracy between Whitey the Jew, the bourgeois Negro, the alien Greys, and Majin Buu. And oh yeah, y'all know who Majin Buu is. All right, this for all those sisters, right? You know what? One thing I've seen, like there's a whole bunch of single sisters, on that goddess thing, doing the belly dance and everything, who are complaining about men. Complaining, and not in the same way that other sisters are complaining, but just finding that good guy, because one of the issues why you might have trouble finding that man is that a lot of times what women look for in a similar situated man, it could be a brother or even be a white guy, whatever, Hispanic guy. One of the biggest issues is just finding somebody who has the things that a woman is naturally attracted to. His physical appearance and stability, money. Because I met a lot of sisters Bohemian type of sisters, and they'll meet guys, but a lot of guys who are in those communities, that type of community, they just, they typically, hate to say it, most of them aren't like a Mr. Goodbar. Most of them aren't Mr. Goodbar. Most of them don't got that, that corporate drive to provide a stable environment. Shoot, they just as artsy as you. All right? And that's good for a woman for a little bit, but I've seen so many cases of women rolling from guys like that. Because one, the physical attraction isn't always there, and then the money isn't always there. And then if you have brothers in that community, in those communities, who actually have the looks, have the stability, the drive, if you actually find them, usually they got about a bunch of women. And your sisters in the Bohemian in those communities know those because that's why a lot of brothers who actually in those communities be like trying to lock you down as wife number 5 or talking about they polyamorous. You like, and a lot of women put up with it for lack of options, and which I'll get into in a second. But deep down, you just want that regular dude. You still want to do your thing, but you still want to roof over your head and everything and a working car. And plus eating at all those organic places and vegan places, getting all that food for the time being is costly. It takes a lot of money to do it. It's scary that you can buy some food that's bad for you, like cheap. You can get it at some dollar stores, and then the food that's actually good for you, you gotta pay out your head. But that's something, that's something for my deep thought channel. But yeah, a lot of times, because what I found with a lot of Bohemian sisters, almost most of them are not built for corporate America. In fact, most will leave corporate because it's a different energy. Because in a bohemian type of communities or lifestyle, it's more flowing, right? More flowing. It's not built for like a 9 to 5 existence where your hours are just boom, boom, boom. I mean, you're not big on the money. So naturally, you need a guy who is, right? You need a guy who's if you're going to live that lifestyle, it's ideal you get a guy who's at least cool with you, going all over the place while he's but he needs to be the type to work. He needs to be the type to keep that steady job. And usually for the mindset to keep that job, you might have a values clash there. If you want to do all this stuff, like if somebody working 9 to 5 and, they got to stay steady on a job, part of their job environment is going to influence how they think and everything. All right. So you need somebody, with that steady thing, but it can't happen, Now, like I said, you do have some dudes in that community. I've known a few that still manage to make money enough to like take care of themselves and a family. Usually it's somebody on some type of holistic healing and they're good at it, right? Like some naturopathic doctor or something. And they might be, and even them, they got to be a little bit more steady. But yeah, that's the thing with a lot of sisters. They might wonder, but it's like, well, can you deal with the fact that the dude who might be willing to support your lifestyle still, wants to cook a bunch of ribs for a barbecue or something, knowing you a vegan, but this dude, he's like, shoot, I'm going to Uncle Junior's in there, we still shoot. He's like, he don't see anything wrong with pork. To him, it's just the other white meat. So a lot of times, all it really comes down to is just a value thing. Because remember, just in relationships overall, a lot of people, we talk about physical attraction. We'll talk about money in general. Like, yeah, the guy has some money stability. But then it comes down to values. That's why I talk about subcultures a lot. That's why a lot of times, people, they wonder why they can't meet anybody or they having trouble. It's like, well, what type of dudes or what type of people you have in the subculture you're in, right? Like if you, like this goes both ways, not just men. Like say you're a man who's really into that bodybuilding subculture. How many women are really into it? Now, I've known some men, that's what they like is that bodybuilding type of woman, right? But then how do they find that? And it's the same thing. It's a value thing. Yeah, you had those values, but then how do you deal with that guy who's not on that same thing or even close? Right? You have trouble. Now, you might be able to hook up with somebody. I find each other cute enough, but then the potential of a relationship doesn't get any place because of the values. And like for this time being, you don't have enough people on it. You don't have enough men on it. That's why like many bohemian type of sisters might have that trouble. They're going to have trouble. Right? Like you can find it and like there's guys there, but a lot of times they lacking on some, they can have a tendency to lack on some basic things. Or you either have like, they're very lacking, they don't have that energy or something, or they have it, but then you got to be wife number 5. So it's an interesting dynamic. It's an interesting dynamic. And, just wanted to throw that out there. You know how I do. Get y'all talking, right? But as always, Rom is working on how to rectify that situation. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Y'all ladies have a nice day. Peace.